right. Let me lights. It's lights. Don't want to be in the. I don't want to be like a shadow dude. So yeah, my bachelor cooking series, gained quite a bit of traction. I was impressed, like when I like hit the 80 viewer mark, and but I want to branch out into new subjects, and that is getting in shape, getting fit. Um, yeah, some like especially you hit middle age, your metabolism begins to slow down, and like my disclaimer reads, I'm not a licensed practitioner of dietology or anything like that. But tell you what, um, I'm pretty fit and trim, and like what people ask me, what's your secret? And mainly it's a big thing for me is getting a lot of rest. Like I'll sleep anywhere from 6 to 10 hours a night. I don't. You can run a day on 4 or 5 hours, but sleep. Even some people do it like day after day, like 2 hours of sleep. I don't know what they must be like pounded back energy drinks. I wouldn't recommend that for anybody. And just also, I'm looking for because of my success here in the YouTube community, I can almost afford to hire an assistant to do like I like doing the technical stuff, and I also need a public speaking trainer because I keep saying and like you and like so I want to. No one's called me on that. However, I reluctantly watch my own videos, and I cringe at the sound of my own voice and the way I resort to the like and like decided to quit. This is a show about health and wellness, and I want to where's the camera there. I want to I don't know what well, let's like get in shape for the new year. So how do you get in shape? How do you break bad habits? For starters, I want to share with you a miracle food. Okay, this will if you don't have this in your diet, you you've got to begin including it. So it's I've got it right here. Pineapple. You got to have, and you can make smoothies with this, or you can incorporate it into stir fries. So that's one part of that's the you got the triangle of health and wellness, and at the apex, I'm gonna say right up here, that's sleep. Right, you've got to get rest well, and not just sleep apnea rest. If you got sleep apnea, I've got the cure for that. Well, There's no bona fide cure. But there's what we call it in the health profession again. I'm good at practicing. I know what to do, but the nomenclature always escapes me. Uh, like sustainability, like it's on the tip of my tongue. Uh, things that like mitigating practices where you can reduce the negative impacts. You want to optimize your sleep, and if you got sleep apnea, it's like, oh gee, I went to bed at 10:30, woke up at 7 a.m. Should be plenty of sleep, right? But I don't feel rested. I still feel tired. Drink some coffee and then you wake up for you're got the caffeine boost going. You're on the synapses are firing, and then around noon you're like, oh gee, I feel like a siesta. It's like, why couldn't I been born in Mexico where it's a common thing to do, which I'm not in. I think I'm not. I'm not in. I don't disagree with that. I think that's probably. I read once that in Mexico, it's because the noonday heat is so punishing that you just find a shady spot, just sleep through the noon. And then I've heard a song. It's like, only mad dogs and Englishmen go out in the midday sun. So I think there's something to a siesta. Of course, our supply chain here in North America and Western world in general, like, cannot really accommodate employees going and having an hour and a half. You get a half-hour lunch break and you're back at her and you're like tired and you're like screwing up, and there's probably someone watching you on a camera laughing. It's like, look at that, look at that idiot. That he's having a bad day. This is funny. Not funny for the poor fella having a bad day, is it? So I made this video, the diet, preparing your own food. I know I'm not, I'm not exactly eating the king's deer, but there's anecdotal evidence. I have friends that eat primarily meat, cheese, maybe some bread, but that's like, let's say 75, 3/4 of their diet, and they seem to do okay. I don't know how much sleep they're getting, how little, how much, how little. How much sleep do you figure you need? I seem to find, as I get, like when I was a teenager, I did like 10, 11 hours, restfulness. Like, while I'd sleep for like 8 or 9 and then just kind of lay in bed for an hour or two. I had that luxury. Now as a grown up, I've got pressing concerns and tight deadlines and like an itinerary. Like today I went shopping at a well-known retailer for groceries. I went in there I wanted eggs, milk and coffee, you know. And I wound up spending $109. Like I was like, whoa. But I did get 3 tubs of yogurt. So ordinarily, like one of these tubs of yogurt, like this high or so, it's about that high. That costs like almost $6. But they're trying to unload them, and I thought, okay, it's going to be Smoothie City, and what better fruit to make a smoothie with than the majestic pineapple. And this is my go-to fruit now. It used to be black. Well, I'd say it's my staple fruit. I always get pineapple. Pineapple. It's pretty versatile. You can use it in stir fry as a counterbalance to spiciness, or if you want to make a sweet and sour. There's no better natural kind of sweet thing that does well in a stir fry. You put it in there with something I never use, but it just occurred to me is those like bean sprouts, or those you get in like sort of Chinese stir fry, Western Chinese stir fries anyway. I don't know. I've never been to China, so I don't know what like real Chinese cuisine is like. But the Western stuff, you get those, I think they're bean sprouts or sprouts. You can grow them at home pretty easy under, just need like a little like indoor makeshift greenhouse. You can grow these sprouts. But you have to watch out for salmonella. But getting in shape, I used to work a construction labor job in my late 30s to early 40s, or my late 30s to mid 40s, and tell you, like I was in phenomenal shape. I was sore. Once you get it, okay, the thing about fitness is getting the ball rolling, getting that momentum. You want to go to the gym, if that's what it takes, go to the gym. Get I know it can be very expensive. My cardiovascular, or what do you call it, like aerobic activity, involves running up and down stairs all day. So I'm gonna take a quick pause here. Bear with me. I want to put an earworm into your mind's ear. Okay, it's gonna go a deeper shade of soul. Yeah, a deeper shade of soul. So just repeat that, and I'll be back in a flash. I guarantee I'll be back in like a minute or less. This is fitness too. How fast can you move? Yeah, see, these are pro tips that you might not get anywhere else. Is like, for example, you're accustomed to taking, when you're going upstairs, you're accustomed to taking one stair at a time. So see if you can't do like a half flight of stairs, two at a time. Start, and then before a few days, you do that every day. Before you know it, you're taking the whole flight of stairs two at a time, and you're like doubling your hamstring um, potential capacity. Yeah, so there's that. Like, you start with, like, say, what do I have here? Like, I've got this, say, a Radio Shack RF modulator. Doesn't see that there. Yeah, I got it at a thrift store. You see the back. There's where the action is. You got two coaxial inputs, S video output, and your standard RCA outputs, and a channel switcher right here. You can't really see it. I know my cameras. I apologize. Just one of these days I'll get like a nice get a 4K thing so you can see every nook and cranny on my face. But yeah, paid like $6 for this. I'll probably sell it on eBay for like $9 plus shipping. You do that enough? Like, you just, like, who needs a regular job? You're like making like $200 a week on eBay before taxes. And yeah, but what was I talking? Oh yeah, like like say take this weighs like, I don't know, quarter of a pound. Just start here. Well, no, I don't want it stripped down. That'd be cheesy, You start just doing arm curls like this with your RF modulator, and then tomorrow you up the weight. Like, say this pineapple's heavier, right? And start doing arm curls with your pineapple while it's ripening. Just, and maybe, switch it up. Like, you can do all kinds of switch hands. You want to keep your symmetry. You don't want one side to be really big, or the girls will know what you're really up to in your spare time. Yeah, and this is about attracting. This is this is maybe, it's no secret. Like, women like a capable, strong man, right? You're not gonna seriously attract. Like, they might be attracted to your mind, and they might date you and stuff, but they're gonna have like a rugged boyfriend on the side that you don't know about, bro. If you're like super intellect, romantic, doesn't matter. Maybe I'm not speaking from personal experience, because I'll tell you, like, my one of my girlfriends, she bring over all these jars of like people who can stuff. Like she had a garden in the backyard, carrots and beets, and she do like canning, but really it's not tin cans. It's like, well, tin lids, but glass, like mason jars. She'd do this, and when she came over, she'd always bring me these all these jars of preserves, like from the previous year. She'd say, can you open this for me? And I just like some rock solid grip strength like crazy, and just pop it off. And And then she'd wanna get intimate, like, after watching me, like, she'd make me open, like, 3 or 4 in a row. So I just, pop the lid, pop the lid, pop the lid. She's like she's just getting, you know, uh, a little frisky all of a sudden with me, you know? I thought that, it's kinda weird, but I didn't mind. And then, and then, you know, this is I'm not proud of this, but, you know, uh, one early or yeah, early morning, like in what you might call the afterglow, she said, my husband tried his hardest to tighten that. I was like, what? You're married? Ah, jeez. Oh, she she had her husband tighten these lids, and here I am cracking them open. And I was like, oh boy, it would never, you know. I was incensed, like I love this woman. I had no idea. And I've been celibate ever since. I just and that's okay, you know. That's okay. Maybe I said too much. Uh yeah, but back to like fitness. That's what this talk is about. Um let me look around here. Uh Speaking of intermarital affairs, uh, uh, I just got to run a train. No, joking. But take out the magnifying glass. Oh boy, that's that dusty. This is why. Yeah, I was meant for domestic stuff. I don't think. I can do it. I have high standards, but I don't know if you can even see the dust on this angle. But health, eyesight, that's a big one. Talk to your medical practitioner about your eyes. Like even all my life, YouTube. Um, so like YouTube's my therapist now. Now I'm lying down on the couch, right? All my life, I felt very fortunate to never have felt the need to wear um, glasses or putting contact. I had a friend, he had difficulty with eyesight. I can't remember if he was nearsighted or farsighted, but like I saw him like putting in contacts, and I thought, oh my god, oh my, like, oh Lord, like it, like these little silicon discs, and I thought, does it really help? And only because, like, personally, I think both men and women, like, you put on, some nice designer glasses. Like, if I have to get glasses, man, they're gonna be like Buddy Holly, or like Roy Orbison. A couple of my favorite popular artists. Um, and that's one thing. Like if you do go to the gym, like they typically modern gyms they play like what I considered like tasteless slop. on the PA system. So like bring some headphones, like big headphones, and then crank up like some Merle Haggard while you're doing like military press, you know. Roar! And don't be afraid to make you can't even hear yourself over the sound, but just make noises like roar every repetition. You're, roar! Roar! Breathe out. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Bring it down slow. Bring it down slow. Slow. And you can even do that if you're a girl, right? You can do the same thing. That's be pretty cool. People might look at you. Who cares? You're not there for. You're there to enhance your physiognomy. Strength train, or you want to get toned. Like runs into like I'm into toned body, like just I could sit here on the internet for hours just looking at specimens, like, oh, look at, what a lean torso, oh, she's got some abs going on. Wow. Good for her. Like, and I don't mean that facetiously or anything. I mean, like, that takes like some kind of dedication, reasonable diet. Like, obviously some people are blessed with good genes, if you will. I almost can't help but look good without even hitting the gym. So, but that's a big thing I've been reading about. Where it seems to, I don't know if it's a manufactured, we call it a manufactured phenomenon. If you're watching this video, feel free to comment and tell me. Is I guess the essence of it is like the top 5% of men are getting like 80% of the women, something like that. Like it's like there's a large contingent of men who they've got no game, they've got no female intimacy in their lives, and I can understand that, but they're not that's a whole topic of discussion. Like me, who cares about me, right? I'm just a random dude on the streaming spectrum of the internet and stuff. But yeah, I think there's a lot, like let me put it into perspective. When I was young, teenager, like maybe I was a bit of a late bloomer, but we'd go to dances, we'd have like bush parties, and be a lot of kissing, and guys and girls would hook up, like even like the ugly dude would hook up with the ugly girl. I know that's, you can't say like ugly. I mean, by conventional standards, like, not like a centerfold chick. Because we celebrate beauty in this culture, it seems. But yeah, it's nice to see, there's someone for everyone. There's always someone for everyone, and And I know I'm no real slice or anything. I'm just kind of modest guy, but I do stay in shape, and this is what this video is about. Is about fitness, and I wonder about like congenital conditions. This is I'd love to get input. Like it's like gee, I go to the gym, I diet, I watch my food intake, I get plenty of sleep, and yet I'm still overweight. And I think, you know what, you know, uh, as long as it's not debilitating. If you're overweight and it's like an alcoholic, if you're a functioning alcoholic, you got a regular job you go to. You might be a little hungover every day, but you get through your shift or your whatever expectations. Maybe your independent contract or even better, so you're not at the behest of anyone. But yeah, I think if you're a functioning fat person, it's when you're I don't need to tell it. I'm just belaying the obvious here. But how to, like, my previous tips. Oh well, let's go into Diet. I've been reading a lot about the benefits of fasting, and yeah, some days I'll go pretty much the whole day without anything but, like, say, like a few cans of beer, some cigarettes, if you call that, like, it's like lung food, right? And and then the following day, I'll have like a traditional English breakfast, complete with blood sausage and everything, and just mow down. It's like feast or famine. And that's I also read a book written by a fellow named Grant McEwen, who talked about the Aboriginal people of the land, how they would they go like a substantial amount of time without anything to eat, and then once the hunt was on, it's like boom, you just pig out. Just imagine that, eh? Like just like going to town on a carcass. Fuck. So it really stirs up the primal instinct. It's just like, oh, gotta eat. Oh yeah, got to stay strong, right? Yeah, and since this is like, I'm dying to have a cigarette right now, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna say next installment of this video. Well, like, here for starters, here's your homework. Take something. It doesn't have to be of pineapple, but this is like, I'm gonna say just almost a pound, maybe 1.2 pounds. I know I should be using the metric system. Let's say half a kilo, 500 grams worth of mass. Weight, mass, physics, that's a whole nother topic of discussion. Astronomical units, stuff like that. But just take a pineapple, maybe you never moved a lot. I'm kind of a sedentary sort of person these days, and especially winter setting in, like the days are really short, and it's like people go through this, like, they even have a clinical term for it. Seasonally afflicted depression. So I'm trying to, you battle the depression by lifting a pineapple, or whatever it is, whatever it may be. Like what else? What's a comparable weight? My place is a disastrous mess. Oh, you want to get crazy? Not really crazy, but something the weight of the dartboard. This is like twice the weight of the pineapple. So pretend you're a waiting table, say. It's like this is about the weight of like 3 glasses. And can you balance that? I've never waited tables in my life, but I've seen people, obviously, I've been waited upon, and to see them operate like a really skilled professional waiter, the way they balance everything, you're using like core strength in order to keep that up. So just like walk around with this isn't like a light, this is a cork, it's like solid cork, and just walk around, like say, like climb the stairs and keep this. If you want to really test yourself, like put a beverage on there and then walk upstairs with it, and then you'll feel all these muscles you never used probably. I'm guessing just doing this, I feel it. So that's fitness with BR Matthews. Oh jeez. Oh boy. So now, cleaning the house, there's some aerobic activity going for you. But tell you what, next installment we'll have maybe a guest on the program, and I don't want to abandon the fart of cooking. I think I'll do a Christmas special where I do a nice ham for Christmas. So I'm going to spend Christmas. Who knows? I don't know. I don't really have any family. I'm not going to cry. No, I don't. But I got friends and a dog, and so maybe like they'll be doing their family thing, and then I can have them over. For post Christmas dinner. Try and do a bit of a nice production. Yeah, so that's I think that's it for this. This is a one live take. I didn't script anything. I had fun talking about fitness, and it's important. It really is. It really is to stay in shape, especially like I'm a guy middle aged now. I can't. Sedentary lifestyle is I think anyone would agree. Like from spiritual practitioners to modern day Western medicine practitioners, it's not a healthy. You got to get around and move, and even if that means like just a simple walk around the block, go and take it, do it. I might just do that. I might walk the dog tonight. Maybe, I don't know. But so it was like Dr. What's his name? I'm not thinking Dr. Drew. Let me look it up. Dr. Steve Brule. I don't know if he's trademarked this, so I don't want to get sued, but for your health.